What's up, guys? It's Lux Talks Music, back with another review. This time, it's the brand new album from Isiah Rashad, It's Been Awful. In case you forgot, Isiah Rashad is part of the incredibly successful TDE hip hop label that has the likes of SZA, J Rock, Ab-Soul, and Schoolboy Q, and formerly Kendrick Lamar. This album was released just on Friday, May 1st, and I was really excited to listen to this album along with a lot of other hip hop listeners. It comes after a 5-year hiatus from Isiah Rashad, and such long hiatuses have been kind of a trend that Rashad shares with his TDE label mates, most famously Kendrick Lamar and SZA. With his last release being a pretty decent melodic and trap-heavy rap album. But my problem with that album was that Isiah Rashad couldn't really figure out what he wanted his music to be. He had a lot of trap songs, but also a lot of melodic songs that mixed like oil and water. It felt like you were listening to songs from two different albums at the same time. So everybody, including myself, was looking forward to his next release. And he pulled kind of a Kendrick, and we were left in the dark about when his album would release. And it was surprise announced a couple months ago, and the singles weren't released until like a couple weeks ago. So I really didn't know what to expect from this album in terms of what Isiah Rashad was going to do. Unfortunately, no Kendrick feature on this thing, which I was really hoping for, but Kendrick's been kind of quiet these days, so there's that. But the feature list didn't really stand out to me, and it looks like it was going to be a lot of Isiah Rashad solo songs, along with a SZA feature and a Dominic Fike feature. So this album isn't an incredibly large album. It's about an hour long with 16 songs. But without further ado, let's get into the review. The first track, The New Sublime, the beat's lo-fi and soulful. Really love this beat selection from Isiah Rashad, and he continues right where he left off from his previous release, The House is Burning, with his lo-fi raps, his punchlines, relaxed flows, his singing that has been common in past releases. It really works well with the song. The rapping is just kind of refined to the first verse, which is a little disappointing because he was flowing really well on the beat, but overall, good intro. MOM, Man on a Mission. His flow is really catchy on this relaxing beat. It's really hypnotic, and his flow is pretty actually fast paced, and it has you nodding your head. His hook isn't crazy impressive, sounds a little bit raspy, but it follows out with a killer second verse, rapping even faster, changing the pace, and flowing perfectly with the minimal drums and electronic keyboard. Same shit. This was the lead single on this album. He keeps this raspy, low key flow the whole time, and it's decent, but he keeps the same rhyme scheme the whole time, pretty much. And the hook is okay. It's reasonably catchy, but you're waiting for him to go off rap performance wise, like he did in the second verse on the last song. His flow is quite impressive though, and he keeps getting better throughout the song. And he doesn't really change his cadence, but the sample-based beat fused with trap drums make it a solid head-bopping song. The Boy in Red, the second single from the album. It's another collab with SZA from Isiah Rashad. Personally, I was a big fan of Isiah Rashad and SZA's previous work, especially Stuck in the Mud and West Savannah. Those are really standout songs from his discography, and SZA killed it on all of her features. And also, Isiah Rashad is on SZA's Control with Pretty Little Birds, which is a standout song from that album. So this song's laid back. It has lo-fi drums and guitar. It's definitely a romantic ballad. The hook is really catchy and calm. But before the lyric, the hook, I can be your boyfriend, and if not, I can be your girlfriend. To me, it's kind of reminding me of the horrible Drake line from Girls Want Girls that says, say that you a lesbian, girl, me too. So I thought that kind of threw me off a little bit. But SZA comes in after the nice hook, and she kills it. She sings low key along with the beat, has a great singing verse, adds slight additions to the hook, like some background vocals, which make the hook even better. And after the hook, SZA joins Isiah Rashad in singing, so they do a little duet, and they have great chemistry, like they always do on their songs. If you see an Isiah Rashad feature on a SZA album or a SZA feature on an Isiah Rashad album, you know it's going to be good. So it's definitely a highlight on this album. A wonderful single, giving a calm, romantic atmosphere with heavy, calming vibes. So you already know it's going in the La Calm mix. I immediately knew that. Next one is Superficial. So it starts with a really catchy flow, calm, jazzy drums accompanied by a faint saxophone that really takes you into a perfect late night type atmosphere. Again, to the Lacombe mix. Rashad's calming flow, along with the beat, really takes you to another planet. He gives relatable lyrics about love that make you smile and just sort of imagining catching fireflies with the love of your life. His second verse isn't super interesting like the first verse. The background vocals really help bring out the atmosphere of the track, and it's a great track overall. Very calming song. So you can already tell that this is a really vibey type album. It's not You're not necessarily looking for the lyrics here. It's more a song, it's late, you just got off a shift from work, you're driving back home and you put this on. So you're not really paying attention to what he's saying. It's not like a lot of his like lyrical contemporaries. Like you're not trying to decipher the bar. Like you're listening to a Kendrick or like even a Drake. It's much more vibes. You know. Next track is Scared to Look Down. I don't really like his flow at the beginning, and the trap drums kind of get ahead of Rashad's calm flow. But the song's decent, and it kind of feels odd how he's varying between the fast banger rap and more R&B type vibe. Again, what he does sort of on his previous release, The House is Burning. But this song's pretty solid. His flow gets better after the second time the hook plays. Beat's nice with the calm synth coupled with the trap drums, which allow Rashad to seem laid back while also causing one to nod their head in with his flow. I like his hook a lot. It's really catchy and memorable. This is a nice song, but I don't really think I'm going to be going back to it. Happy Hour. I did not like this song. He begins the song with some full singing. Like previously, when he's singing, I mentioned he's sort of like crooning over the beat, and he's kind of giving these slightly melodic type raps, and they're pitched up with autotune a little bit, which is fine. Again, nothing against autotune, but now he's full on singing, no autotune, and he's not a singer. He's not good at singing, really. He can't really sing out fully, meaning like he's using his whole apparatus, his whole voice, and it's kind of painful. And the singing at the beginning and ends, his flow and the beat match well, but he's ending every bar with a drawn out baby, and he really emphasizes the E sound, and it's just not appealing at all. The piano loop on the song doesn't help at all with the repetition of the E, and the song comes off as boring. And then it's followed up by the hook full of bad singing again. In the second verse, he starts rhyming the E part again, but his third verse is totally different from the beginning. It sort of saves the song, but not completely. It's really reflective of his life and career, but the verse is short and it's cut off by the horrible singing. The next song is Do I Look High? Another sample-based lo-fi jazzy beat similar to the first song in the album. His voice is pitched up here, but it fits actually pretty well with the flow and the beat. The trumpets and Julian Cinto's hook really stand out in the song. Rashad gives his thoughts on beating drug abuse and why he wants to be a better father. And he really kills his verse without the pitched up vocals after Cinto's chorus. Overall, good song. Ain't Giving Up starts with some beautiful saxophone and trumpets introducing the calm atmosphere almost immediately. The drums make the beat almost feel it was produced by the late great Nujabes, the Japanese producer. The beat really reminds me of something Kendrick would rap on. His calm hook is nice, but his first verse wasn't really amazing, and his flow was kind of boring. He could have matched the beat better. The second verse is honestly more of the same, and the song is kind of flat to me. It doesn't capture on the beautiful production and jazzy vibes, but his last verse kind of redeems him, and he finally matches with the beat, being vulnerable like he should have been earlier on the track. And I just wish he kept this kind of energy throughout the verses that he had in the hook and the third verse. This song was all right. Uh, GTKY, a solid hook that has some singing, but he doesn't belt it like he did earlier. So the hook's actually pretty decent. After the hook, his rapping is really impressive. He gives a lot of energy and muses over his lost love. And the flow is super impressive, has you nodding your head in between the calming hook. The song feels a little short, but an overall great cut from the album. Cameras. The piano loop, guitar, and the jazzy vibes at the beginning already let you know that you're in for a great melodic track. Rashad's rapping is great, and he has great chemistry with the feature Dominic Fike. Although I hate Dominic Fike's song Baby Doll, he does a really good job here. Who His verse is really solid, and he actually does some rapping combined with his singing on the verse, and it fits really nicely with the acoustic beat. He really kills the hook as well. Rashad also really does his part well post hook, keeping the vibes calm and lyrical. Fike continually shines on the track, and it feels kind of like his song with Isiah Rashad as a feature. But overall, this is a lovely acoustic love ballad, and it really matches the energy of the other calm and melodic songs like Boy in Red. Act Normal. This is a great lyrical cut on the album, and Rashad really reflects on his mistrust, his past, and his future. He flows really well in the song. The beat's pretty minimal, and he does his thing on it. The part where he actually raps in the song is a bit short, and he didn't really need to spend 2 minutes at the end letting the instrumental play out, and he could have kept it to like 2 minutes, but overall, a pretty good lyrical cut from Isiah Rashad. 10 States Away, another calm guitar loop and low drums really help the calm vibe as Isiah Rashad gets lyrical again, reflecting on his friends, family, and love life. It's a great calming track without being too boring. But again, his rapping is too short on here, and I would have liked to see a second verse instead of just some sporadic melodies, which are solid, but I was really looking for a second verse as Isiah Rashad has rapped really well throughout this album. Nothing to Hide. This actually felt like a track from Lil Yachty's experimental album, Let's Start Here, with the electric guitar and the real drums. His rapping isn't crazy impressive on here, but it's very lo-fi, very low-key. It fits well with the rock type instrumental, and Nina Woods kills it with the background vocals. Another very vibes type song, very alt rock. You're not really listening to what he's saying, but the song just feels right. It's great to vibe out to. Superpowers. This is another jazzy type beat with a lot of saxophone, with Isiah Rashad kind of repeating those type of instrumentals throughout the album. He's very picky in what type of instrumentals he picked. Um, but he's done really well with those kind of beats throughout the album. Really nice hook that flows nicely. His rapping and flow is some of the best on the album, and he seems to have a lot of energy on the song. And it reminds me a lot of his previous releases, "The House Is Burning" and "The Sun's Tirade." He really shows us on this track what was missing in some of his previous releases, with the energy and consistently impressive flows that are socially conscious while being catchy. One thing that he really improves on this album that I didn't like so much in The House is Burning is he kind of moves away from the outright trap bangers. Some of them have like trap drums and like, they're fast paced and he has a fast flow, but they're not like, Lil Uzi Vert type trap songs where it's like, something like a rage thing like you rage out to, but he's not trying to be something he isn't, which is what I really like on this album. So last track was 719 Freestyle, a really catchy sample type beat with some trap drums and some great vocalization on the song to start it off. Then he goes into possibly the best flow I've ever seen Isiah Rashad have. He completely wipes out my view of him as a little bit boring. This song has so much energy and it's melodic but super energetic when it needs to be. It's kind of an abrupt and punchy end to the album, but it's a great closer and it proves yes, Isiah Rashad can really rap. Overall, the album's a refreshing release from Isiah Rashad. It's been a long time since his last release, and he definitely delivered on the hype. Not only is his rapping a lot better, but his song structures are a lot more concise and precise, and he's found his groove and niche after soul searching through a lot of his albums. He's clearly a melodic, calm rapper who can also really turn up his flow and get melodic at the same time, often on the same track. This is a really nice album from Isiah Rashad, and hopefully we don't have to wait 5 years for the next one. That's why I'm feeling a light to decent 7 on this album. But I encourage you to give it a listen yourself. Let me know what you think. This is brand new music just released with last Friday, and I hope you guys enjoyed the review. The next review will be the Midwest emo band, American Football, with American Football 4, and that will be coming relatively soon. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.